So your question is, how do you sell to people who don't know how to say no?
Yeah.
Because there's a cultural difference. So what you want to do is make sure that the sales process is framed correctly.
Okay.
So if the sales process is framed in a way where you're trying to sell something to someone and you're trying to convince someone of something and you're trying to tell someone, hey, this is going to work, that's not going to be good. Because people will be like, yeah, it sounds great, I'm going to get back to you tomorrow. But then they don't. They just disappear because they don't have.
They disappear and they block you and that's yes.
Exactly. So what you need to do is reframe the whole conversation where they are the ones chasing you. Okay. So the highest level of salesmanship has to do with someone who, it's like when you're dating someone. Okay.
Yeah.
When you're dating someone, you want the person to be interested in you more than you're interested in them, right? And if you know that the person is not interested in you, what do? Do you act more interested? No, you pull back and you act like you're not interested in them and you have other things, you have other places to go and you're busy. Okay. So this will take a whole phone call to explain to you like this psychology, but I teach this to all my salespeople to look out for and to pay attention to people who are agreeable, too agreeable, and they can't say no.
Yeah.
Or people who are not into your offer and they're not, and you can tell they're not into your offer. This is an emotional intelligence game. It's not a sales game. It's a, do I understand human beings and human behavior? So it's difficult to if someone doesn't have a lot of experience of human beings, they can't tell. It's like a guy, you go on a date with a guy and it's obvious you don't like the guy, but the guy's really stupid. He just can't tell. He just doesn't know, like it, but it's so obvious. Like you're not laughing at his jokes, whatever. It's obvious to someone who understands women. It'd be like, okay, cool, I understand you're not into me, whatever. But it's the same with sales. Actually, when I teach sales to my guys, I always talk about dating because dating is the closest thing to understanding if someone likes you or someone doesn't like you. And if they do like you, to push forward. If they don't like you, to pull back. So the most important thing with those people is to learn how to pull back, right? And to say to them, hey, we don't like to work with anyone who's not in alignment with us, right? What's important for us is we work with clients, and the clients that we work with, they're very coachable and they kind of like and they understand that we know exactly what we're talking about. We don't work with people that feel like they know better than us. Okay. In your instance, it's we don't like to work with clients who are not verbally communicating what their challenges and what their fears are, right? Instead of you just be like, oh, he likes what I have, just let me give him more and more information and let me try to close the deal. You have to sense this guy, this culture is like being agreeable, and then tell them, look, we don't like to work with anyone who's like super agreeable with us or whatever. We like to work with people who push us back a little bit and explain to us what challenges they have and what they like and don't like about what it is that we do, right? So I butchered it a little bit. It wasn't amazing what I just did, but the concept is what I'm trying to teach, right? The concept is push them away and allow them to communicate with you. Now, there's a lot of instances where people are like, no, I love everything you're saying. I mean, just tell them you're not a good fit. You know what I mean? Like, you could just tell they're not going to buy and they're never going to communicate with you. It's just not a good lead, to be honest with you. Like, these are not good leads. So go to the next one.
Okay. Understood.
But just make sure the frame isn't you selling, it's them buying. So here's the key. You're talking to, so there's a few things here. You might be talking to the wrong people, number one.
Yeah.
Your sales process might not be applicable for that market and it needs to change. That's two.
Okay. Yeah.
And number three is just not a good market. It could be any of those three. I would obviously exhaust the first two, which is number one, your messaging is attracting the wrong people on the call. Anybody who's a business owner who has spent money is going to be a better person than someone who's brand new and wants to start a business, because those people, they need to be hard closed and blah, 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 blah. Number two is, okay, we're targeting the right people, but we're still not having honest conversations and good deals. That's a sales process problem. That probably needs to change into a 2-call process.
Okay.
Probably. Okay. Where you give them a micro commitment and you explain to them that you don't offer to anybody on the call. You only offer to people you're aligned with, or we feel like is going to be a good client. That's a realignment process. And then number three is you've done both of these things and it's just the market is just not ready for what you're offering. But that should take a lot of experimentation and a lot of different things from you guys before you make that decision.